Hello, alright? Welcome to another Lucky Hit podcast. Good start. So this is episode 51. We're doing it kind of bi-weekly, or at least we are, hopefully, fingers crossed. And yeah, welcome to another well put together
Welcome
Lucky Hit
to
podcast.
the blood orgy.
I am Murray Curry and I am joined by my good old rocking pals. I think I've said that a whole bunch of times. I'm joined by...
That's a Spencer Rice quote.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well done. I do like to quote the odd...
We're having a good old rocking time.
Yeah.
Murray Curry joined by Flat the Younger.
And the Gatorman.
Hey, that was very, very good. Full of energy, pep, piss and vinegar, spunk. It's quite a mixture.
Mix it all together and make a cocktail of yuck. Or yum, depending on your outlook.
Sweat, tears, a little bit of semen.
More tears. The first tears were sort of joyous, these ones are more regretful.
Yeah.
And then more tears, which are as a result of very spicy food. I'm not really sure what category they fit under. Just tears of ouch, I guess.
Yeah. So, Tommy Pope, Murray Curry, Phil Pope, Flat the Younger, Aaron Foster, the Gagaman. And episode 51 of the Lucky Hit podcast. Phil just threw his wallet on the keyboard. Wow, he actually got some money in there, which kind of helps.
No, just a bus ticket and an unused Johnny.
Is it out of date yet?
No, not quite, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Ladies.
It is coming up, so, you know, come on, get the lead out.
Yeah.
Let me get my lead out.
Please. Please let me get my lead out.
Look, I don't want to say it publicly, right? There might be some money in it for you. There might be.
Psst, 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 psst. There might be a bit of cashola. Let's move on.
And on the bombshell, let's
I've been sacked.
let's get this show started, well and truly, as they say. And we're back.
Hello.
So that was.
Hello.
I'm sure most people would recognise that song. That was from Bully. That was the fight
Bully.
song from When You Fight the Nerds
Yeah.
clique. And just a funky little tune there.
That is a very fun tune.
Get off.
That game
There's a cat wandering around on the keyboard.
That game has all the charm of, I don't know, Owen Wilson and what's his name? Hugh. Fuck. You know, Love Actually, man. I keep forgetting his bloody name.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Love
Yeah.
Actually, man. I think we'll stick with that one.
Owen Wilson and Hugh Grant in some kind of buddy comedy. Imagine it. Hey, you're my pal, buddy. Oh, you're my pal, buddy, too. Oh, yes.
That's cool, guy.
Yeah, buddy, yeah, pal. Yeah, amigo.
Amigo! Yes, he says amigo all the time.
Yeah, you're my compadre.
I'm loco.
I'm crazy, you see.
Oh, spot on.
And then Vince Vaughn has to turn up. Yeah, we're friends. Oh, that's what I call a
pals,
Cleveland
guys.
steamer.
Did I ever mention I get laid a lot?
I'm charming, apparently. Yeah, man, you're cool. You're
cool,
awesome.
good
You're
guy.
radical. You're a great guy. You should feel good because you look good. Crumpets. I'm the English one. Anyway,
Fucking hell.
Bully's a very charming game.
Is what he was getting to.
As we've always said, out of all the Rockstar games, a lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
obviously Grand Theft Auto is the big staple that everyone loves. A lot of people prefer Red Dead, but for us it's got to be Bully. Bully is just so good.
Me too.
Yes, please. I'd like a Bully too.
Gesundheit.
So yeah, and then there's an Noir that no one seems to like, which I actually liked.
I think
I
it's.
still want to pick that one up and try it. 'Cause really
I think it
It's
sounds
good
like-
if you want loads of Shenmue mechanics, like picking up stuff and going, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
toffee.
think that's probably what sort of like kind of
Toffee.
into it. Yeah.
You can pick
Toffee with bloodstains on it.
Up, yeah.
Ooh.
You can pick up packs of fags and sit there for matches, sit there for ages, go, ooh, these are. He even says this is nothing, and you can just sit there and go, no, it
This
isn't.
is
I'm looking at it. Oi.
I should probably put this down and get the fuck on with it. Nope.
It's like an extra. You can play as one of those extras.
Jason!
In
Wrong
a-
game.
It's like an extra in a James Bond movie. As soon as the camera gets on, they got to look like they're busy. Quick, twiddle some knobs. Oh,
No, not that kind of knob.
no.
Oh, you might as well carry on.
well, you started me off, so you might as well finish.
You can't just leave it now.
Rude. So, what have we been playing? I'm going to move this on. What have we all been playing? If you want, I'll start.
Yeah, you go first.
I've only really been playing one game on and off because I've been quite busy, actually.
Busy being a king.
Yeah. I've been playing Steam. It was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it now? It was a humble bundle on, for Steam. And it was a couple of games I wasn't really too bothered with. And there was there's Pixel Pirates, which is like the guys from Terraria.
Yarr.
Yeah, it's the Terraria guys.
Yeah.
Who made like a pirate version of Terraria, basically. You make your own.
Yeah.
So might be fun to mess around with, but I don't have the time to learn another one of them. So
Another time sponge.
but basically, I paid like $1 to get. I'm sorry, I'm not made of dollars, all right?
Imagine if you were. If you were made of money, would you spend yourself?
I think I'd be dead very quickly. Yeah.
I'd keep just spending my hand, and then when the
So
shop
to speak.
and then when the shop's closed, I could just like the hand from the Addams Family. I could just like crawl out.
Yeah, that's the point. What if every note, if you are made of money, let's keep this going. If you are made of money, what if every note is sent to you?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could just make yourself whole again, like Cell.
No, like Majin Buu.
Yeah. As soon as the shop closes up, you can out of the cash register.
Slide under the door.
Yeah. You'd have like homeless people chasing you down the road.
Mr. Krabs. Get away.
Sorry.
Get off me. Get off me.
What was the?
Sorry, I feel a
have
bit
you got all your
offensive
money?
now, I apologise for that.
What, about money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel a bit bad. For that.
Smelly, begging homeless people. You didn't mean it like that. We know what you meant.
Fuck you, go there like cockroaches. sorry, I'm going to be all political.
Oh, Katie Hopkins.
Katie Hopkins, you fucking Katie.
Oh, yeah, she's not scripted.
Yeah, she's totally fake. She's like, oh, nasty opinion.
Oh, who can I pick on today? And watch the money flow in.
It's utter bollocks and people are falling for it. Sorry, we don't like politics. So yeah, back to what I've been playing. So the whole point I got that humble bundle was to grab Unepic. Because I've had my eye on that game. Funny enough, I wanted to get it on the Wii U.
Yeah,
but I'm not prepared to spend about £9.
You had your eye on the game, but you never had the money.
Yeah, and it looked really good on the Wii. Like, it's got lovely, nice little, it's a lovely little graphic style to it. It's again, it's like small sprites. I love small sprites, you know. And yeah, it just looked interesting to me. It's like you're gonna love this. It's about a gamer, and on the description they called him a greater gamer.
Tommy Pope.
He said
Wow.
He says he's an average DMV player, but a greater gamer.
Oh my god.
I read it and I was like, because it was about a week after the last
They
podcast.
went through your files.
Yes. But
They patched the game like 2 days ago after listening to our last week's podcast.
basically the story is, he's a guy who's a gamer and he's got some friends who have gotten into D&D, so he's doing his first D&D session, and they're laughing at him because he's like, because
You mean they're LARPing at him?
they're like, no, it's one of those, I feel like the whole game's a bit of a dig at gamers who go, it's sort of like, oh, D&D's better, that kind of thing. I'm getting that vibe, because basically they're laughing at him because he's like, oh, I'll use my sword to hit this ghost, and they go, you can't hit a ghost with a sword, and that kind of stuff. He goes, well, and he even says, it works in my video games. And yeah, basically he's having this session of D&D, and he goes off to the toilet, and then suddenly it all goes dark, and he goes, hey, I'm trying to pee in here, guys. And then he wakes up in this castle.
What is he, Bill and Ted?
It's a typical...
He's Bill and Ted.
He is Bill and
Conjoined. Half Bill, half
You
Ted
killed
right down the
me, you
middle.
dead evil... dead evil...
You killed half of me, you medieval dickweed.
I watched that recently, Bill and Ted, that bit where he gets supposedly killed.
Yeah.
And because it was pre-Watershed, they had to cut the
He just
swearing.
sort of goes,
He just
you
goes,
killed Ted.
Wow.
It was so funny. You killed Ted. And it was so awkwardly cut.
You killed Ted, you medieval yobbo.
It was like a V-blogger. It just went like... suddenly
Like a jump cut, yeah. You killed Ted. subscribe, like, comment.
So story-wise and writing-wise, it's not very new. I mean, the whole thing about getting sucked into a game or into some kind of fantasy environment has been done to death.
Oh, absolutely.
There was that shit film with Jackie Chan in it that did it. Do you remember that one?
Oh
my god.
It's just an excuse for him to dress up as Chun-Li, wasn't it?
No, not that one.
That's
When he got kicked
City
into
Hunter,
an
yeah.
arcade machine. No, it was a film about a kid who broke in. He was getting bullied and he had to break into some shop or something like that. And then he was going to get killed by these guys. And then he gets sucked into like some book or something or a scroll.
Can't say I've seen
And
it.
Jackie Chan trains him up, and then he comes back at the end of the film. He comes back and beats up the bullies.
It's not the new
This is an old
Karate
film.
Kid, is it?
No, it's an old film.
That'd be a weird.
Why would
remake.
Karate get involved being sucked into scrolls? What the fuck?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a new twist.
God, get schooled, Phil. It's not your shit films.
Well, I mean, what is Karate Kid about? Is
I
a
can't
kid who
stand
gets
Karate
bullied,
Kid.
so he goes and meets
Yes,
an old Chinese
same
man
sort of thing, really.
and doesn't get molested.
Right. So
Clean my car without any clothes. What will this teach me?
Oh,
Sharp. Just shut up and do it.
Wax out.
anyway, so
Go and wax off. I'm gonna watch you wax off.
if I can just get us back to, if I can just get us back on track now.
I want to watch you wax off, Johnny Sucks. Go on.
So sorry, So writing wise, it's not impressive. Like there's like a patch that you can pick. It's like you can have like a sort of normal patch. You can have a 16 plus thing. And I was like,
Who swears?
I'm 16 plus, whatever. Clicked on it,
At least.
and it's too much. You know,
Yeah.
he puts fuck in every sentence for no real reason. He just goes like, "You've been poisoned." Oh fuck! I've been poisoned for fucking fuck.
Wow.
Yeah,
Every
it
triple
might
A
as well
game.
be like that. Yeah, and the other thing is as well is if you when you change armor. When I changed armour, I noticed he took all his clothes off for some reason. His little Wii was there as well. I was like, well, that isn't in the Wii U version. And yeah, I thought that the writing's, it's alright. There are some good little exchanges because he gets possessed by this guy who's trying to kill him, but for some reason he can't kill him, so he gets stuck in him. Like he possesses him and he can't escape. And I thought that was a nice. It's actually a pretty good plot device because. It's quite interesting because they always have arguments all the time. So like he asks every boss, he asks for tips, and the guy begrudgingly gives it, or he gives you crap advice that if you follow it kills you, because he can only escape if he kills you. So throughout the game he goes like, oh, you can't kill him, only arrows work on him, and the arrows bounce off and hit you and stuff like that. And then like if you die, he sort of laughs at you. And yeah, so I thought that was a nice plot. That was clever. and some of the writing's alright, but it suffers from swearing too much and being too like adult because of that language thing. I'm sure the free plus version's fine, And the other thing is, it does that thing that some indies have where they desperately have to quote loads of other things. So like, there was one bit where there were candles that you light candles to light up the map. It even says.
What do you mean, Retro City Rampage?
Yeah. There's a bit where you have to, throughout the whole game, you have to light up all these candles and then you fill up a room and you can see it all properly. And it even says it's Metroidvania style. But he even says right at the start, "Oh, I hope a bellman doesn't put these candles out with his whip." Yeah, it's got loads of that.
I hope the Castlevania thing doesn't happen because Castlevania, that video game that you might have played at some point.
Oh, some rings. I hope Sonic doesn't come out.
And there's another bit where what is it he does? He quotes something really bad, like really
What kind of game is this anyway?
It is a Metroidvania, but it's very RPG. Like I said, because it's based on
LARPing.
It's based on old school Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So it's got those kind of rules, which is really cool because the game finds ways of fucking with you all the time. There's a boss I did, and I absolutely love this. It's so clever. It annoyed me, but in a good way. Like I thought that's clever because it genuinely made me just stupefied, and I died. I was thinking, what the hell do I do? He looks like something from Castlevania. He's like a big floating ball with an eye, and he does this.
Oh, that's called a Beholder. That's a famous D&D.
Oh, it's not a Beholder.
It's not.
It's very similar though. But it's called like Nebula or something like that. Yeah, I know what the Beholder is. That's like the big eye, like the weird sneaks. Yeah. I bet they will turn up. But he sort of drains your health, and he's really far out of reach. But he's also got constant reflex, and that includes arrows as well. So every time you hit him with an arrow, he'll bounce back and smack you one. You can't reach him very easily with
Give you a clay.
You have to sort of slide on the roof and hit him with melee. But he's doing things to mess you up. And he just drains your health slowly. But then once you get his health down, he starts to do really funny things, like he makes you get potions out of your inventory and pour them on the ground. And, obviously it's annoying because you're losing all your potions, but the other thing that messes you up is the animation's so slow that you're losing loads of health while it's happening, so he's going, stop it! And you're losing all your health and you can't heal because he's going, nope. And I had like 20 potions on me, so you just go, So I thought that was really, really clever. Like, because you control your mind.
Clever the first time.
That's it. I worked it all out, but that first time it actually got me. The first time I was like, oh my god. And as
you like Castlevania, don't you?
As you get his health genuinely down, he starts to do worse things. Like he
molests you.
He makes you use nasty spells against him, which will then rebound and hit you. And then again, you can't do anything because the animation's going. So it's like
hit me with my jig, see what happens.
I nearly had him, and then he made me use a teleport item to go back to a save point. Which then meant he had all his health come back. And I thought, what a clever idea! I knew what to do the second time around. I dropped all my potions, all my spells, and just fought him. Nothing you can do. But that first time, I love things that make you do that. They genuinely get you because you're thinking, what do I do? Because it's too late to then go into inventory and drop everything because it's one of those games that doesn't pause. So it's not like you can just pause the game and go.
Really?
So if you start trying to drop stuff, you're losing your health. You're getting hit with stuff. So I thought that was really clever. I won't say much more because I've gone on a bit, but just say that it's a game that I've heard hasn't actually done too well, which I think is a real shame because the guy obviously put some effort in. There's so many nice little mechanics and touches to it, and it works in like old school D&D. So you got things like you can get poisoned multiple times and your health just goes. It's got touches like that, And the game is genuinely frustrating if you don't use your mind. Like if you jump in and mash on through, you're gonna get knackered basically. Like the amount of times, like the worst one that happened to me earlier on today was there's an enemy who has a spell that easily gets you if you're not careful, and it will turn your weapon and it's a game with hard to find good weapons. It will turn your weapon into a toy hammer. There's nothing you can do about it. That weapon will now do 1 damage and it's gone. And
is it permanent though?
Yeah. Unless you reload, obviously. But I'm on, I like to play through on different difficulties. Yeah. So I'm on easy mode first, which is actually annoying because it auto-saves all the time. So I was like, well, I've lost my legendary spear now, that's gone. That's now a beep, she makes that noise as well.
Oh, no.
But there was a challenge where you had to beat like an armoured knight with that hammer, and it took ages. Yeah. I was like,
You know there are going to be.
"Ah!"
You know there are going to be people who do playthroughs with just the toy hammer. And
Oh,
stuff.
God. But yeah, basically, it apparently hasn't done too well. I think that's a crying shame. I wish, I hope more people would
A
give it a
crying
go.
shame.
Is it only on Steam and...
Shut up,
Is it
leave it
on
alone.
everything else?
So,
Is it on any other systems?
well, it's on the Wii U. I know it's on PC. I don't know if it is on anything else yet. I mean, it might be.
I'd be surprised if it's not on...
I'm really tempted to try the Wii U version because it might have a couple of things that, like, there's a problem with targeting on the current. I'm stuck on this boss at the moment because it's hard for me to target him because he's got loads of other bits to him, and I want to target the eye, but I can't quite do it without having to press tab a bunch of times. And if you can just move, hopefully on the gamepad, I can probably just hit him and it'll, like tap him and it'll probably target him. I'll have to have a look because that might sway me to buy it because it is quite expensive because it's on the Wii. You know what the Wii's like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do you want a Game Boy game? £700. Alright, maybe that's a slight exaggeration.
Just a touch.
I haven't got
Everyone
that much
knows
money.
the Game Boy games are on the Wii. So sorry, I've gone on a bit there, but yeah, please, people, give it Unepic a go. It is really fun. And like I say, just try to keep wincing at the writing down to a minimum because he mentions things like Jean-Luc Picard, and the thing that really got me pissed off was he said like there's a human who's the most powerful human on earth. He's Chuck Norris, and he goes through a load of the Chuck Norris jokes that aren't funny. Yeah, and I was really annoyed about that. Like, he started going like, he came into infinity twice, and no, that's it. Space.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris doesn't have a beard. He's just got overrated all over him.
Each individual strand of hair is actually.
Purified unfunny. We watched a video on a little video about Chuck Norris trying to give you tips on fighting.
Yeah, the guy knows nothing about
he is
fighting.
full of shit. Because he went, you want to close the gap quickly, wait till he blinks. It's like, that's the sort of thing a prick down the pub would tell you, wouldn't it? What do you want to do, mate? Because I've beaten 700 people in my life. Wait till he's asleep. Wait till they blink. Wait till he's asleep.
Wait till they blink. Yeah.
Follow him home.
Kick him in the balls.
Wait till he's asleep. Fuck him. Then kill him.
I mean, fuck him.
Yeah, he literally said that. Oh yeah.
Wait till he blinks.
Well, no, he was talking about how Bruce Lee loved to close the gap quickly. That was his big thing. It was like, if you can get up in their face, they won't have time to swing their punches, which is fine.
What it was all about.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But then he was demonstrating that. He was like, you want to close the gap?
Yeah.
This is me
big white body.
It literally took him like, I want to fight Chuck Norris because I think I'd win. Then I'd be the meme guy. Phil doesn't blink. He just beats you up a lot.
Phil doesn't age. He just levels up.
When he takes an arrow in the knee, he fucks it. And then he
only makes him stronger, like a Saiyan. Phil Pope is a Saiyan. Right, Phil, what have you been playing?
just wait till he blinks.
Yeah, wait till he blinks and then you can run up and beat him up.
So you spend the whole fight going...
Just going...
And now...
What are you doing? You look really weird. You're just sort of staring at me.
Just squinting at me like, are we going to fight? Or yeah, I'm waiting till you blink.
I'm just gonna smack him.
That's it, I'm going to hit you.
Come on, what have you been playing?
I'll slap him till he falls on the floor. I guess it's my turn, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, I've been playing.
Where did that go?
I hit the ceiling.
Phil's party trick. He opens his Coke bottle with too much fuel.
I turn Coke bottles into champagne bottles.
Some would say you're overzealous.
Overzealous.
Really nice one, Mike.
Yeah. Fop. Anyway, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Oblivion.
There's a shot.
I'm a Bethesda bitch.
Bethesda bitch.
But yeah, no, I've been. I wanted to really play it properly because, like, you know, I played Morrowind to death and I played Skyrim kind of to death. But Oblivion, I never really had that much of a real
we went off it for
dive
years,
in.
didn't we?
Yeah.
We went, Oblivion's crap. And then both of us, pretty much the same time, like last year,
rediscovered it. Yeah.
played it again just on the off.
Yeah.
And Loved it.
Better than Skyrim.
Well, that is quite a statement.
Yeah, well, I
Fighting
think so.
words.
I actually think that the games are lessening in quality as they go. For
Well,
me,
we both said it before, but they're dumbing down more as they go along. I mean, online actually
Oblivion
looks
has
like
the
it's going back
best
up.
magic system.
Yeah.
Like, you can have your sword out and do a spell without going, hang on.
Maybe we should
Hang
slide
on.
into a quick tea.
Hang on, ice spike, there we go. And then charge up the ice. Ooh, it's gonna. Ooh, here we go. Just give me. Stop hitting me. Give me a minute. And ice spike, there we go. Oh shit! It doesn't do any fucking damage. Oblivion, you could just be like, have your shield up. Kapow! Kapooey! Look, I've still got my shield up. Imagine that.
I like the way you can use like a spell with your sword in the hand.
You can
as
sort of punch a fireball out while holding a sword.
That is pretty cool.
It's
like,
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hurry! Go red! Hurry, come
My
on!
favourite quote ever.
Go red!
From one of our lucky
Yes, it's from
plays, isn't it?
Shenmue.
Yeah.
Shenmue 1, I think it was.
Boy!
Go red!
The Shenmue team when we had that diversion, to joy. It was like a joy diversion.
Yeah.
It was like a joy diversion.
Joy.
It was a joy diversion. Fucking hell.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, I've just been sort of doing it kind of more like a purist, but really like I'm trying to get as high a level as possible, as soon as possible, to get all the decent items.
Yeah.
And, questions, but I was talking in questions, it annoyed me.
Oh, I didn't even realise.
But yeah, I got to around level 20 in a good sort of few hours, just with summoning skeletons and using this turn undead spell on them, because your conjuration just goes way. And then I was using all my available money to train merchantile, because it's such a prick to level up in that game.
I learnt that the hard way on Oblivion. I now want to start again, even though I've got.
It's just an
200
anus
hours
to
in.
level up
It's
Oblivion.
too much work.
Merchantile.
Too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to start again because of that, but I wish I learnt that before 200 hours.
But the thing about Oblivion, the reason I want to be a higher level is because it gets to the point where the game gets a lot harder, for one thing, because enemies scale up to your level, but
yeah, the
unfairly.
system's a bit broken there.
Yeah, it really is. Like, the max level is around about 50, 55 sort of thing, because of like stats sort of max out at that point.
Yeah.
But if you go to prison and do stuff like that, you can sort of lower your stats so you
Yeah.
can level up more. But if you do that, then you fuck yourself over, because the enemy, you'll have to put it on easiest difficulty, because the enemies will just be like, their health bars will never move. You'll be twatting them with a Daedric Warhammer, and they'll be going, yeah, what? Daedric what? And they'll have all these special power attacks that can like knock you over, and you'll spend half an hour going, I'm on the floor.
Or we'll get up slowly while getting twatted with a hammer.
Oh shit, the floor's made out of Marmite, I've got to try and stand up. Oh, my knees have become crackers. Oh, they're stuck in the Marmite. And then they'll do it again, see.
Now I've turned into a snack. All the guards and horses have come to lick me.
Yeah, and all your Daedric.
My hands have turned to porridge oats. My eyes are pies.
And it's raining. I'm getting all soggy.
I'm turning into porridge.
I'm just a puddle of snack foods.
Yeah, but they only work together, do they? Porridge, crackers and bomb.
It would be pretty horrible. Or delicious. The world will never know.
Or the greatest culinary accident / masterpiece.
Yeah, like Reese's with their peanut butter and chocolate.
The horses might like it.
Yeah, horses and wild boars will have a...
They will have a day in a field. Anyway,
there is one thing I want to mention about Oblivion that I only found recently that really sucks. I don't think they've patched it still. Apparently after several hundred hours this always happens. Like near enough always happens. But it breaks your game and fucks it up, which really annoys me.
oh yeah, don't things like stop loading?
The
and
animations
don't
for
happen?
stuff stops loading, so you'll
I
cast
sort of
spells.
experienced a bit of that already. Like I'm a good 119 hours into the game, but I've gotten to the point
basically
where
spells like you'll cast a fireball and the actual
too
spell
much.
won't happen
Yeah.
because as soon as it hits someone, a great big like fireball thing like great big effects animation will start, but it will get stuck and nothing will happen. And you can move
the
around.
game just
do
deteriorates.
Well, the game just doesn't work.
Right, so Oblivion has Alzheimer's. Excellent.
I think so.
Just deteriorates after time.
Yeah.
Shit.
Which I think really is a massive shame. But
I'm sure
there's
so many mods and unofficial patches and
If
stuff.
you play it on the same file for that many hours.
I think so, yeah.
But the thing is, Oblivion's known for being a massive grind anyway, isn't it? So it pretty much takes a couple of 100 hours to get a decent character.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I'm only about level 46, and I'm over 100 hours into it.
That's how Oblivion's known for being one
But
of the longest.
I was just going to say, sorry, before I forget, and the other reason I wanted to level so much was, because of the challenge and because everyone suddenly becomes caked in Daedric armour that you can just go, oh, thanks, buddy!
I noticed that when I got to about 20 odd, everyone had glass armour.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm always a light armour person, which I always get punished for.
I know. Well, the thing about Oblivion and Skyrim is like you might as well not be light armor because when you get to a certain point, you can get in Skyrim it's a perk you can buy conditioning, which makes heavy armor not weigh anything. Yeah. So it completely negates the whole point of using light armor.
The only bad point about heavy armor is the weight.
Is that it weighs stuff, but
so
now
thief characters shouldn't use it. But then, no, wait a minute. What a.
But the other reason I wanted to level up so much is because also sigil stones become crazily better.
Oh yeah.
Like I've done the age old trick of I've got 4. Like you save at the sigil stone and collect it, and then when you come out, you see what it is. I've got
you reload.
so I've got 4 sigil stones that do chameleon 30%. So I'm 120% invisible.
And your character actually goes invisible.
Yeah, you can't see yourself. You just see a floating crosshair, even when you go in third person.
Wow.
So you're like, I think I'm hitting him with my sword. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Sneaking now is no longer ever detectable.
Yeah. But the game gets confused.
It really does.
It's like, there he is. No, he's not.
They do. You'll see enemies going.
Run up to you and go. No,
you'll see enemies go into fighting stance permanently, but they don't think anything's there, so they go, grab him. In a minute, probably. What?
You're like,
guys,
him, but he's going,
and you're just going. Attack for 6 times damage. Attack for 6 times damage. Attack for 6 times. And you're just like, hey, wait there. Also,
we will have to move on soon. But one thing I wanted to mention was you were talking about the other day is how the ragdoll in Oblivion's funnier than
because it's not quite there yet. But it's really like.
But you can kill someone and they will not just fall down; they will fly down.
Well, the thing is. Paralysis is kind of a rare thing in Oblivion. Like I'm not sure you can't. No, you can get a spell for it. But it just doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Like I paralysed a guy with a power attack. It's one of your perks.
Yeah.
I think it might.
That's how I had to kill Terence Stamp.
Terence Stamp.
Terence
Mankar Cameron. But
I had to kill him.
I killed someone with a paralysing power attack, and they just went, and they flew away like a balloon. When you depress a balloon, it just goes. He just Team Rocket blasted off again. Like, just, I was like, I guess I don't want that armour then.
I've had kills where I've hit someone with a normal slash to the head, but then they don't just fall over. They fly and smash into a wall and go.
I love it. I've been trying to do that with sneak attacks.
Honestly, they look amazing.
With sneak attacks, they proper fly. So if you hit them in the face with a sword, they'll hit the side of a table, and there'll be a big blood smear.
Wow. It's just like
But again, sorry. The more you level up, the better quest items become.
Oh wow!
For the Dark Brotherhood, if you get to a decent level 40 or level 50, whatever, and then you start to get the mission items. I got the Deceiver's Finery. I got it at level 12, I think it was, and it puts up your speechcraft and personality by I think 8. But then I got it again at level 50 odd, and it puts it up by 16.
Oh,
so it's doubled. And all the other stuff, like Sufferthorn is a little dagger you get, that's way
that's
better.
Usually crap, isn't it?
It is usually a piece of poo, but that's way better and worth a lot more. And just enchanted items and quest items you get just are so much stronger.
Yeah.
So that's another reason to level up on that game.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So,
that's Oblivion. Other than that, I've been playing. I've been playing the Handsome Collection.
Nice. Something recent, yeah. I say recent. It's a remake of the games that are already out, but it's cool.
So good. It's straight away. The first thing you notice is that frame rate.
Hey.
You're looking around and you're like, wow. other than that, it's just, it's so much smoother and nicer. I will say this, though. What the fuck is wrong with iron sights? When you're playing in 2-player, you look down the iron sight of a sniper rifle, and for both screens, it's offset a lot, and it fucks me off. Seriously, the dot for the actual sight, you get the crosshair and then you've got the actual dot where the bullet's meant to go, is really far to the left. So now you have to judge where it is. Like, it's really fucking hard to play multiplayer. And like, multiplayer is kind of the point.
That, surely.
They better.
That sounds weird.
It sucks.
Wow.
Fucking, I can't deal with it. Like, Richard was like, it's fine, I can do it. It's like, well, I can't. This is annoying me.
That sucks for me because I use sniper rifles in that game.
Sniper rifles are my
I usually don't bother with sniper rifles, but it's Borderlands and Metal Gear. I always use sniper rifles.
Yeah, Borderlands, sniper rifles.
Other games I usually don't bother. I don't like them, but those two series.
Whenever I see people playing online, it's always you gotta use this SMG, bro.
Because all the
it's totally cool, bro. Once fuck that. Shotguns for close range, sniper rifles for everything else.
That's pretty much how I
For everything else, there's sniper rifles. MasterCard. So I've been playing that. Iron sights are fucked, but the game's great. Looks wow.
Did you say if he looks really shiny now?
Well, not so much shiny, but just like
They still got that
edgy. just sort of edged. Like, you can see all the edges, and it looks like everything's made up.
Is it like Clarkson-esque edges?
No.
That's a whole other level of edge. You're a colourful character, man.
If you're Clarkson-esque, you've really hit the big time. You're like 4K. Anyway, so I was just gonna say it looks amazing, runs really nicely. Sort the fucking iron sights out. It doesn't do that on 2. It only does it on pre-sequel.
I take it single player's all fine.
Really weird.
Yeah, single player's fine.
You know what it is though, don't you? They probably prioritise single player and.
I don't know though, because it's Borderlands. Yeah, online mode.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's Borderlands though, and the big boast of this new collection, which is so cool, is that you can do 4-player couch co-op, as they call it.
What?
You can do 4-player local co-op finally.
It's split screen.
Yeah, 4 players, which I want to do. I want to do as a Lucky Hits plays.
Yeah, that's the thing. Split screen's been kind of dying out, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Most consoles can't handle the graphics split 4 ways.
Yeah. Well, apparently this game fucking can't yet.
That's a shame.
Come on.
When they sort that out, maybe we should sort something out for that.
Over 50 DLCs between the two games.
Yeah, because number 2.
So
Borderlands 2.
Everything is just there.
I should think. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The install took about 3 hours.
Yeah. I think it's true, but apparently GTA 5 on PC is about 65 gig to install.
I saw about that the other day. There is actually a physical release of it. It's on 7 DVDs.
What is? Jesus.
Yeah, they've actually released a physical release of Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's on 7 discs.
Jesus. Wow. I might as well, if I could just quickly mention
because obviously not many people have Blu-ray drives, and
it's 4K support as well.
Well,
that's what's
just
important.
That's edgy. Can I just mention something quick?
Yeah.
There's still about a week left, but there is. If you're a member of
right?
Rockstar Social Club, there's a competition at the moment to win an insane massive PC. It's a GTA 5 like laser printed design thing.
Wow.
And it's like a great big GTA 5 themed space station computer. I've entered,
nice.
but it's a sweepstakes, and I bet about fucking 70,000 people have entered by now. So I'm not holding my breath. But the 1st of May is the deadline, and then the winner's announced a couple of days after that. But yeah, enter that. You still got about a week. You got until the 1st of May. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it looks really. I'll show you afterwards. It looks mad. It's a fucking huge thing.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
It's got a 7. It's got.
I mean, obviously, I want to play GTA.
It's got a 7-disc changer in it in case you get the physical version.
One of those old massive CD.
Yeah, like a hi-fi CD swapping thing.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It's that big, you can fit one in it.
I feel like that's the next step for games console. I think I mentioned it before. Just like a disc
No,
swap.
we don't have to. There's hard drives now.
Oh god, yeah.
You don't have to go
A hard drive changer. It'll be a hard drive changer. 7 hard drive changer. They all rotate round.
And they're all like 17 trillion megabytes, whatever the next one's going to be.
600 terabytes.
Dribbly wibbly bites.
Dribbly wibbly bytes.
Jonathan Ross patented.
Dribbly bobbity boo bites.
Bob bites.
Well, I think we should have a track and then we'll come back.
Have a crack at another track.
Right, we're back. That was, I think the song's called Endless Love, I think. But it's from the Endless mode in Fantasy Zone 2W, I think the full name of the 3DS version is. This is the one like exclusive song from the 3DS one, and apparently no one had bothered to rip it yet. Oh. The only versions I could find online were clearly someone just sticking their microphone towards the 3DS. So I had to rip it myself. I actually like put an audio jack in the
that's the thing though, I thought
the headphone socket of the 3DS and plugged it into my laptop.
I wouldn't think that would be hard to do.
Yeah, it was easy. Yeah. Like, as long as you've got like a headphone jacket and in your a microphone jack in your laptop.
Yeah.
In my laptop, it was easy. So yeah.
Why has no one done that?
Yeah, I just ripped it myself.
It's been out for about a week now, hasn't it?
Well, in Japan it's been out for almost a year,
yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, basically I wanted to play that song because that's mainly what I've been playing.
Yeah, because the big reveal was meant to be all they have done Thunderblade, wasn't it? But over here, like it still isn't out here.
Yeah, it's coming out next month, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that was a big thing, wasn't it? They were like, oh, they haven't done Thunderblade.
Yeah, that was like their ongoing joke in the interviews. They're like, oh, we're never going to do Thunderblade.
We're not doing Thunderblade. They're going to do Thunderblade. We know they're going to do Thunderblade.
So yeah, Fantasy Zone 2 came out on Thursday, I believe, or Wednesday, something like that. But I picked it up on Friday and
I want it.
Holy shit! Just like within the first 10 minutes of playing it, I was thinking, this is the best game I've played on my 3DS. Full stop. I mean, like Fantasy Zone 1, I really like, but I'm so crap at it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it's just really.
Basically, I made it, but only with the help of some of the options.
Yeah, even with like the easiest settings, like all the enemies just like shooting bullets at you from every angle all the time, and you just feel completely
so much frustration.
defenseless in that game. For some reason, the sequel's completely different. It feels like you can just jump in and just play it. I don't know why. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily easier, but what it is Fantasy Zone 2. Obviously, it was a Master System game originally.
That's probably why.
It wasn't an arcade. It wasn't an arcade game. It was a Master System game.
I think that's why it seems easier. Yeah.
Maybe, but basically M2 they remade the game themselves. I think we've mentioned this all before because I've been excited about it before. Yeah. But they remade the Master System game in the original hardware that the first game was done in.
So cool.
And then they released it on the PlayStation 2 on a Fantasy Zone collection in Japan only. And this is basically a port of that. So this, out of all the games, all the 3D classics so far have been emulated and like rebuilt kind of versions of games that Sega made, but this one was actually a game that M2 themselves made from scratch.
Oh wow!
So this is all this is them at their A game basically.
Yeah.
Them putting their all into one of these releases, and for some reason this one feels more accessible. Like you could just jump into it, and even though you still start with the same amount of like weapons and all that kind of stuff, it just feels for starters like I think it might only be on the easier modes, I think. But you know how in the original game the coins would just drop to the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
In this they home in on you.
Oh, right.
So you don't even have to worry about like going down and picking them up because they just sort of go boink right into you. So that's really handy.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing. Like every time you kill a boss, you have to scramble for the coins.
And another thing is, this was even in the original Master System one, but I think it worked out a bit different in the Master System game. But there's light and dark versions of every level.
Oh wow.
So like you'll find like these little portals that show up when you destroy like the bases.
Yeah.
And basically light mode is easy mode and the dark level is the hard mode. So if you go to hard mode you're going to get your ass whooped. But if you stay in like the light mode it feels a bit more... I think the light mode's easier than Fantasy Zone 1 but the dark mode might be harder than Fantasy Zone 1 or maybe not, I'm not entirely sure. And they've got like completely different like designs like the levels when you go in the dark mode as well. And I think once you go into the dark mode it's quite difficult to get back out of it. You can, but like if you go in there as well, if you shoot like these blank areas, I think you can unlock a mode that tells you where they are, but there's like secret shops as well that you can shoot, and it's got like this really spooky music when you go into it. It's really cool. And that's where you get like rare items, I think. Well, they say rare items, but they just seem to be things that you can get in general.
So they put all like weird crazy extras in this one.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's got multiple endings as well. I haven't actually got to the end of the game yet. I've got as far as like the final boss so far, and I haven't quite.
I hope the final boss is easier than the one in the first game because that's such a knob.
I'm not sure yet.
I hate that.
I think I got about halfway through the final boss, I think, or the boss before the final boss. I got through like the boss rush and all that.
I was about to say, does it have another boss rush?
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah,
it pulls a big man on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes all the bosses harder as well.
But I found gathering up coins to unlock all the other stuff was a lot easier in this one compared to the first game.
Right.
Like the first one, you have to spend coins to actually get good weapons, and then you don't end up winning any because you keep dying, or at least I do.
Well, the good thing about that one is the money you spend doesn't get deducted from the money you earn because they're two separate totals, which is really handy.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also you can also kind of I hate to kind of. I haven't done this intentionally. I've done it unintentionally, where I was saving on levels because the game got really hard on the first one. But I noticed that when I was saving and reloading because I kept dying, it kept the money I earned.
Oh really? I haven't actually been saving at all. I've just been playing from whatever level I was on, or starting from the beginning.
That's pretty much what I do. Yeah. But there's one point where I did like a full playthrough. Yeah. And I wanted to keep it going, like, because I wanted to, really, I wanted to do it. I suppose you could say a bit of a cheap playthrough in that respect. Before I started trying to just do it, all fair and square from the beginning. Yeah, which exactly. I have no shame in admitting that. Even on the easier settings, I can't beat that game in one go. I always get game over. But I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But what it was, I was really stuck on one of the last levels, but each time I was killing bases, I was getting like 7,000 coins because that's such a late level. Yeah. But what I didn't realise at the time was I was like getting a couple of bases, dying, getting really pissed off, reloading, but it was keeping those 7,000 every time.
Yeah, yeah.
I ended up getting shit tons of money.
Okay, I'll maybe have to try that myself then.
I'll show you later on though, but on the first game, after you've unlocked all the stuff, the game becomes a lot easier to grind for
Oh,
coins.
okay. That's, yeah, because
you
I haven't
have-
really played. I've actually been playing the second one more than the first one at this point. Because
The second one looks
yeah.
amazing.
It is really stunning. Like you can tell it because obviously like it was originally a Master System game. You think, well, that's cool and all, but why didn't they do it for the arcades? And this is MT basically going, well, what if they did? This is what it'd be like. And it really does feel like an improvement in every way to like the first game. It still essentially plays the same, but like. Was there any bosses in the first game where you could actually turn around and sort of like rotate around it? Or did they all force you to
it was
like
kind of
lock
weird.
onto-
They forced you in the right direction on the
Yeah.
first go round, and on the boss rush you can turn away from it, so it's harder in that respect. Because
Yeah,
you try to back away from them, and it actually turns this turn.
Yeah, I think that's how most of the bosses in the second one work. You actually can like sort of go around them. And
So what if you go the other way round? It will turn you round towards them.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't
actually
do that
sort
in
of
the first game.
Yeah,
No.
you sort of like turn around like that. Yeah.
No, in the first game it will lock you forwards, I believe.
Awful lot of hand gestures going on.
Yeah, which you
Yeah.
can't see.
Which you can't see. Yeah. A lot of this going on, and then this stuff happens.
And then that, and it goes like this and that, and
Yeah.
hey.
So yeah,
And it goes like this. What did you call me?
basically as well, because you know all these 3D classics have had like some extras added to them. In
Yeah.
the first one, the Opa-Opa Bros one, they had like
I
that
love
extra mode where you play as his brother.
I'm not going to ruin it, but I'll say the ending to that mode is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I've heard it is. Yeah, again, I haven't beaten 2 yet, but like the endings for that, there's a bad ending and a good ending.
It's
as
probably
well.
still in the light and dark worlds.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and yeah, safe to say one of them cements the fact that Space Harrier and Fantasy Zone are the same universe, basically.
I'm gonna
And
have
apparently
to
it
see
was like localization that like decided on that, but yeah. So yeah, basically Fantasy Zone 2W is called that because it's got 2 games in it.
Hey.
They've actually added a whole new sort of game using the same assets, and it's called oh shit, what's it called? Link Loop Land. That's it.
Oh yeah.
And it's basically an endless mode. That's what that music I just played was from. And basically, you play as a Opa-Opa, and you start with like a 3-way spread gun,
Right.
and you just sort of keep that for as long as you can. And the endless mode, yeah, it just keeps cycling levels over and over,
Wow.
and it like comes out with the same boss, but each time it's got like more arms that shoot different kinds of weapons, and. Yeah, well, basically, you don't die in one hit like you do in the story mode. When you get hit the first time, you lose that 3-way weapon. You just get the standard gun.
Alright.
But then, like, this upgrade thing can come along, and you can, if you manage to grab that, you can get your free spread gun again and get your hit again. So basically,
See, that is nice.
so yeah, you get hit once, you lose the 3-way spread, and then if you got hit again, you die. But like, if you keep getting that upgrade thing. You can basically last forever if you manage to grab that every time.
One ring.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it more or less is. So the
Yeah.
idea is you could essentially go on as long as possible, as long as you don't, like, miss that thing. And also that upgrade thing, if you leave it for so long, it will turn into like a fever button. And if you hit that, you get like a 12-way spread shot for a short while. So you can just obliterate everything. With like, it actually comes up like fever time and all this stuff. It just goes ridiculous. And it's got like a multiplier system that works exactly the same as the one in Nights into Dreams, hence the name Link Loop thing. It's got like a link multiplier. So basically, the multiplier is based on how many coins you're getting. So if you stop getting coins for a while, the gauge will drop down and your multiplier will drop down. But the more you keep collecting coins, obviously, it'll make your score multiplier keep going up and up and up.
Nice.
And yeah, this mode is absolutely insane, and it's so easy to like just grind coins for like minutes on that. Like it doesn't even take long to like unlock all the. Now I guess that's the only snag of it really, is you end up unlocking if you play the endless mode enough times.
Yeah.
Like not even like 10 times, you end up unlocking everything
Oh, Jesus.
because like you get the coins so quickly. Like you start the game and all you can hear is the coins go. And it's just, and the other thing is like the bases are always like spread out quite a bit in the normal mode.
Yeah.
In this mode, they're everywhere, and like once you've
And
done
they're
the
the
boss
biggest
and you go
coin
on to the
drops.
next level,
Yeah.
they duplicate and they're like rotating in circles, and then at one point you get like 4 of them all rotating next to each other, and there's just loads of them, and you're blowing them all up. And in this game, they all lie on the floor dead, so you just end up with this floor covered in carcasses of like these weird, cute base things, and it's like bloody cute mass genocide. It's like
trampled animals, eh, Tom? This path is mostly trampled animals.
yeah,
something I said on Jimmy that sounded a bit weird, so I corrected myself.
Oh right.
I said,
So,
like,
you just
animals
end up
have
with
trampled
piles
apart.
of like bloody carcasses everywhere. Well, not bloody, but you know, like piles of
blooded
cute
carcasses.
dead carcasses. And there's like these big cannon things that go around, and if you shoot them enough, they like create this big wave of explosions as well. So if there's too many enemies on the screen, if there's one of them around, you can just get one of them to just wipe out everything on the screen, more or less. So yeah, the endless mode is ridiculously addictive.
I cannot wait to get it. I might have to wait for... Oh no, it's payday. I might be able to get it.
I have to say, out of all the 3D classics, I think it's actually become my favourite one. I think it's actually become, in just like one weekend, I actually played it more than all the others. And I think like almost 3 hours onto it now, so like...
Nice,
yeah.
awesome.
I think the second most I've played is actually Fantasy Zone 1, just because the amount of attempts trying to beat the levels. But like,
I would recommend sticking that one out for...
Yeah.
When you do get all the crazy stuff, when you get enough money, it becomes a bit of a joy to grind, because like I said, you get the ability to keep any weapons you buy endlessly.
you
until you die.
Yeah, you get that in the second one as well. Yeah.
So I have the 7-way shot, and I just blister through these levels.
Last through everything.
Excellent.
So that's mainly what I've been playing. I've been playing like the new Street Pass games as well, but I haven't really played them enough to really talk about them yet. So I think I'll come back to that.
That's a good idea, because I could.
Because I've only played them
also
like
add to that
twice,
a little bit as well.
Yeah. But basically, it's kind of a cool thing that I'm bringing up Fantasy Zone 2, because Sega just announced in, I think, last week that they're actually going to be doing even more 3D classics after Thunderblade, which is coming out next month. They announced 3 more. They're going to do a few more Mega Drive releases.
Yep.
So they're going to be doing Streets of Rage 2, which we kind of knew was going to happen because there was that Australian rating that sort of gave it away a few months ago. They're also going to be doing Gunstar Heroes and Sonic 2. So
Sonic 2 is going to be really good.
yeah, I'm really curious how they're going to go about some of that, because like there's a lot of things.
Or they're going to add
game.
any cool things into it. Because with one they added Spin Dash, which really makes one like open up.
What was funny about the Spin Dash in Sonic 1 is apparently they had trouble getting the coding for that, so they actually went back. They asked the person that did the Sonic Jam version of Sonic 1 how he went about it or something, and got the code from him.
Oh wow, he did that as well?
Yeah, because Sonic Jam on the Saturn was the first version of Sonic 1 that had a Spin Dash as an option.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because the versions of the Sonic games on Sonic Jam weren't actually emulated, they were just reprogrammed. Nice. They were like the source code on the Saturn, basically.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, they could do all these things like
why didn't they just employ that guy?
well, obviously they did with Sonic Jam. But that must have been awesome, because obviously the Sega Saturn's 2D stuff was so powerful.
Well, they were still exactly the same. In fact, the sound was actually a bit off in places. Some of the sound effects were a bit off.
I was going to say, because I bet there was no slow down or any like that kind of nonsense.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to remember what the two player mode is.
Does this have the problem where the camera can't keep up, so sometimes you just die?
There are loads of ways in Sonic 1 you can easily kill
Sonic 3, there's loads of like weird glitches you can do just by ducking. And
I literally just learnt that last week, and I was showing Phil it.
There's certain places where you can duck, the camera like crushes you through the ground and you just teleport.
That's it. I literally learnt that last week, I think it was, and I was messing around with that in Marble Garden Zone. That's really fun.
That's the best place.
It's called a vertical...
zip, isn't it?
It's vertical zip glitch.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do.
Because all the levels in Sonic 3, they do actually like vertically
scroll.
Like,
well, it's the levels that are really long.
Yeah.
To do that. It's really clever because they sort of
Ice Cap Zone obviously
next to each other vertically. It's really clever.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
A bit like Mario 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I'm so glad they're doing Streets of Rage 2, for example. Because like apparently they were saying in the one of my.
Do you know what I think they should add in? Sorry, to Streets of Rage 2, they should add in the run ability. That'd make it perfect.
Oh, from 3.
Just the ability to double tap and run. That'd be. I'd play this. Fuck out.
Well, Golden Axe.
Well, you know they have actually put up the Japanese website for Streets of Rage 2, and they have announced what the first mode is. It's basically a quartet mode. And basically, what it is,
You can
you
have
don't.
all 4 of them.
Well, you don't pick any of the characters. You just start with one of the characters, and when that character dies, the next one comes in.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's all that is basically. It's kind of basic, really.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's still kind of cool. Yeah.
So does that mean you don't have lives? You
Apparently,
just have
there's
the 4 guys and then you're
also
done.
some kind of
Maybe.
speed up mode as well that makes the game faster.
Oh god.
I
It's supposed to
suck at
get double
it. I really
speed.
am not good at it.
Oh really?
I hate those jetpack pricks.
Oh god, yeah, pain in the
Yeah.
ass. So yeah, they put a mode in it that apparently makes the game double speed or maybe double speed.
I
don't
hated
know.
that in Retro City Rampage. You get turbo mode, and it's
Yeah, there's turbo mode in Street Fighter Alpha as well.
Oh yeah, there is, yeah. Oh,
Why?
most of the Street Fighter games have that. Even
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 on the Mega Drive had like a 5 times speed up mode. It was ridiculous.
Go, I'm dead.
Go.
You're against the computer.
Yeah,
It's constant. Just like a line of Hadokens, like
Yeah.
a Kamehameha. Right, what do I do?
Yeah, Sonic 2's gonna be really weird because like some of the stuff in that game, like the special zones, how are they gonna do that? Like, I mean, like the
Oh
version,
wow, yeah.
like
That's all
the,
coming towards you.
like the iOS version, the smartphone version of it, they actually just remade that special
Yeah,
stage
they
in
make it
3D.
look
They
kind of
gave
like-
it like 3D graphics,
Oh,
but they
nice.
still made it look like the original. It was just smoother, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm not really sure how they're going to go about that in 3D. And then the 2-player mode, I'm really curious about as well.
I just had a
Whether
thought.
it's going to be still split screen or if it's going to be you connect your
Having a whole
DS.
screen each would
With
be
a,
cool.
yeah, again, that's something that the iOS one had, but
Yeah.
it was online only. I don't think you could like connect 2 phones together to, as far as I know.
What, like Game Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. If they were to remake Sonic 3D, CD in 3D, they'd have to change it from CD to Sonic cartridge 3D.
Sonic DLC,
Sonic-
I don't know.
Sonic, oh fuck it, we're not doing it.
But when they re-released it on
Sonic
con-
CD 3D.
well, all the 3D classics have been called 3D and then the name, haven't they? So it'd be
That's
3D
right.
Sonic CD. So yeah.
What about 3D Sonic 3D Blast?
3D Sonic 3D Blast? Yeah.
3D Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah, just really curious what kind of stuff they're going to be able to add to Sonic 2. And Gunstar Heroes is going to be fucking incredible
they
in
got Gunstar
3D.
Heroes.
Like, I don't know how
I hope
much
they
you
carry
played that
on
one.
though. I hope they really did.
Yeah,
You know how much I love
Thunderblade, they were saying that was their last.
Yeah.
Thunderblade, they were really saying that was their last.
They did,
were
yeah.
going to stop because they've been working on them for like 3 years or something like that. the
Yeah,
whole
but
collection.
people like them.
Yeah, so they could just keep
Something
making them.
Sega's selling at the moment.
Yeah, I've got to stop.
Just keep making them until the 3DS is like no longer. a thing.
I'm trying to collect all of the Sega.
Yeah, come on, Sega. You could turn a Nintendo console into a Sega exclusive.
It pretty much has become a Sega console for
You've got
me
some of those
because-
themes as well, haven't you? Like the Dreamcast themes.
Yeah,
and
they're,
stuff
all,
like that.
they're only Japan only at the moment. But yeah, they have actually got like themes. They even did an SG-1000 one, a Mars System one, a Mega Drive one. I think they did like an arcade one as well. And yeah, I hope they bring those over as
That'd
well.
be nice.
Apparently, a Sega rep on
And then-
Twitter was saying if they do release them here, they'll just have to change some of the sound effects or something. Like
And then
that.
eventually they won't have a choice. They'll have to change the shop music to.
Yeah, so good.
I'd love that. I just want Sega to take over the 3DS. It's more or less there. Or M2 should just take over the 3DS at this point. It should just be called the M2S.
Oh, I do. I have got.
Hey,
a
who
huge
remembers the
love for-
Ouya? Nah, me neither.
But yeah, pretty much
That was
outside
a
of
crap idea
outside
from
of
the
like
offset.
Street Pass games, I pretty much only play 3D Sega classics
Yeah,
on my
Pretty
3DS.
much the same here. I loved Majora's Mask. I thought it was a brilliant remake.
Why ain't
Loved it to
Nintendo
pieces.
doing the same thing?
I
Like
know.
when the 3DS was
They've only
first
done
revealed,
one or two, haven't they? They've
What-
done like Kirby.
they did Kirby's Adventure, they did Exevius, they did Urban Champion.
Yeah, that's about it. Don't do
For
all
some
the
reason.
others.
Oh, they did
Nintendo.
Twinbee as well, the NES version, I
Oh,
think,
wow.
as well. But yeah.
I like
Like an old
Twinbee.
game.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them weren't even Nintendo games. That's what we need. 3D James Bond 2.
Yeah. 3D jelly.
Yeah, it's out on every other thing.
Get
in
on
the
that.
world.
Get on that. Whatever low budget company for some reason owns James Bond right now.
Do you remember they released it on everything? And that was actually on the DS, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, there was
loads
DS.
of
Oh, wow.
stuff. PS2, I think, as well.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
PS1 and 2, even though it's the
They
same
released it on
exact
so
game.
much stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it is a great game.
The
It's
version.
like Minecraft.
I'll never get sick of. I'm already sick
I love
of
that little idle stuff.
Yeah, I always thought he looked like he was rubbing his tummy.
Yeah, he's like he's having a little deep belly laugh.
Yeah.
it. Or he's
Oh,
really
that's the only
full.
one.
Jolly world.
He's had a really nice meal.
Yeah, I always thought that.
All those cakes and taps he's been collecting. Globes and like
No
anks.
more JD, I've gotten over that
I was
dark
just
period of my
thinking-
life.
I'm just thinking, if they do decide to make even more
Now I
more
just
of these
comfort
3D
you.
classics, what other Sega games do you think they should do? Like,
Okay.
Alex
I've
Kidd.
got a big.
Yes,
I've
and it's
got a
both
big
Miracle
list.
World and Enchanted Castle.
Yes.
The others can fuck off.
Oh,
I wonder how they would do.
Oh, Shiny
like-
World, yeah.
I wonder how they would even do Master System games because they don't really have much in the way of layers.
Yeah.
But,
They might
Yeah,
not be
got a lot of
spectacular, but
parallel
just put one
scrolling,
anyway.
Don't
Don't even
Alex
3D
Kidd,
them up, just put them on.
Me, I love Revenge of Shinobi. I really want Revenge of Shinobi.
yeah, that would be.
Golden Axe.
Golden Axe is.
Yeah, do you think
the
it
thing
would
is,
be
though,
the
I want the Mega
arcade
Drive
or the
one.
Mega Drive one?
Mega Drive one's got
Yeah.
more
Or
content.
maybe if they could just take the arcade one and add the Mega Drive content to that.
That would be.
That would be
That's the
brilliant.
sort of thing M2 would do.
I wouldn't be shocked.
They always go above and beyond. They would do that.
I wouldn't be surprised because the modes in Golden Axe on Mega Drive are quite simple.
Yeah.
Like,
They were just
extras,
like the
weren't they?
dual. See, I want all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the
I want the
dual,
dual mode
yeah.
because that was really fun.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah,
and you
dual
do a
mode.
two-player as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
which is really
Yeah,
cool.
that was my favourite thing in there.
They made like an arcade mode, sorry, a beginner mode where it was just the first 3 stages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The last
Death
stage
Adder.
is Death Adder, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
was
like
really
the
cool.
last
That was a nice
boss.
little introduction. And then when you beat it,
No,
it goes,
wait.
I'll play the arcade
It
mode.
wasn't Death Adder, was it? It was like the
Death Adder
pussy
Junior.
version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
it
was like a dumbed down version.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
dressed
I've got a
in
long
pink, he
list.
looked like a He-Man character.
Basically, they can just do every Sega arcade game as far as I'm
I'm trying to think
concerned.
of a few more. Obviously, there's more versions of Outrun. Like there's Outrunners.
I want World
Yes,
Cup
it's
Italia
Outrunners.
What
90.
was that one called? The one that was based in the future. It was like Outrun 2000.
Ah, that was a Mega Drive only game. I don't even think Sega made that.
Oh,
That was by
right.
some other company.
Road
It was-
Rash could be
it was
fun.
alright.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's not a Sega owned game though.
Oh,
is
is
it?
it
No,
not?
no.
No.
What about World Cup Italia 90?
Oh yeah, with the football. Like,
Yeah, that was.
in
Yeah,
your
'cause
face.
that actually got a re-release of Sega Soccer, didn't it?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was re-released.
It was the
without
same game.
Italian
I've got
name.
it on that collection. It's just called Sega Soccer.
I
but
just
it's
love how
exactly the
everyone
same.
in the game has black hair.
Yeah.
They all have the same black hair and shoulders.
Identical.
It's a bit of a shame, but you know how much I also
Columns.
love the Mega Drive version. Yeah, Columns, the arcade
That'd
version.
be
And Columns 3. I love Columns 3.
Yeah.
But it's a bit late now. But you know how much I love the Mega Drive release of Super Hang-On with that really good campaign mode. I think it's called Original mode.
Yeah. It's a shame
no,
they didn't find a way to add that. But
That's the problem, yeah.
Hang On was the
it
first
was the
game they
arcade
did on the
one,
3D
yeah.
Classics as well.
Oh, was
so,
it?
Yeah.
So maybe just a separate one. That's the Mega Drive. But then again, that might be people might not really like that because it's essentially the same.
Maybe
game.
do it as DLC for Super Hang On there
That might
already.
work.
Yeah.
That'd be cool because you can have the arcade machine and you press that right and it will go to a little Mega Drive setup.
Oh, that'd be nice. I mean, they've got a retail collection of 5 or 6 of the 3D classics in Japan, and it's actually got as a bonus, which making me really wish they'd release it out here just so I can own them again. It's got 2 of the Master System 3D games on it.
What?
You know the
Wow.
actual 3D glasses
Yeah.
Master System games. It's
Yeah.
got 3D Outrun and I think 3D Space Harrier.
Oh, come on!
Like they've actually put the Master System 3D games on the system that you can actually use the 3D well on.
Imagine that.
That's
Instead
really
of like
annoying.
that
What? Please release
clunky
that over
bloody
here.
glasses thing that didn't
At least
work
release them as
properly.
separate games or something.
Yeah, just put them out as like downloads.
Dicks.
I'd grab them. Most
So-
other people wouldn't bother, but
Yeah, that's pretty much my vote there. Golden Axe
my-
1 and 2, fuck 3.
what about that
Fuck.
arcade sequel, Death Adder?
Yes, I've only seen a little bit of that, but it looks really
Yeah,
good. It's called like
it's-
Death Adder's Revenge or something.
Yeah, Revenge of Death Adder. Yeah, it's stunning looking. If they can pull it off, obviously, there's only so much.
Yeah,
Great
Death Adder
Sega.
goes fourth.
Mega Man. It goes for.
Well, I think Mega Drive wise, I'd love to see Rise Star done. I think
Oh,
that'd be
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool. But all the effects, because it was
That'd be
such a
good.
beautiful game on that system. I'd love to see them, of course, do Sonic 3 and Knuckles if possible. I
Yeah.
don't know what the music issues of that is.
That's the point. They should put Cunkles in 2 and 1 as well.
I'd kind
They
of
should
like
be
to
able to
see
place
him do.
Cunkles.
I'd kind of like to see him
They
do
probably
Fantasy
will.
Star 4 as well. I think that'd be really nice.
Oh God! Fantasy Star
Again,
all the Fantasy Stars.
top down stuff.
Because the
from
first
3D
one's a
would be
dungeon
really
crawler
good.
that's first person, so that Fantasy Star was
Yeah,
really good.
in the dungeon
Yeah.
parts.
And then 2's got that really cool. They didn't want to put backgrounds in the battles, so they just had that grid that's already.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then 4, 3 would look really good as well, but 4 has got some nice effects that would work in 3D, I reckon.
Yeah.
And 4 is obviously the fan favourite, and I
Yeah.
fucking love 4. It's
As
my
for
favourite
arcade
Fantasy
games, I could be here all bloody day. For starters,
Yeah.
Power Drift.
Star. Oh yeah.
That game is a bit like it runs on the same engine as Galaxy Falls, and I think just like that game, I think it would actually play better in 3D than it does on the original hardware.
Yeah, you showed
that
me
game,
Galaxy
yeah,
Force
yeah.
3D. That looks so good.
Yeah, Power Drift is basically it's kind of like a go-kart game really, and all the tracks are like roller coasters, but they're kind of built out of sprites.
I actually think I might have played that back in the day.
Well, you might have done. It's like
Did they have a big sit-down machine for it?
I think there was a sit-down machine for it at some point.
I think I may have played it then.
Oh wow!
Does it have
I've
those bits
never-
where you jump up, like you actually leave the ground?
Well, there's not like ramps, but there's all the tracks are like roller coasters basically. They all wind around and sort of go into weird, crazy shapes. It's basically
Mate, I
like
think
Mario
I may
Kart
have
before
played
Mario
it
Kart
when I
in
was
some
very
ways.
young.
Oh wow! Yeah, so that game I'd love to
so.
see.
Unless
yeah.
something
That
is
would
something
look
else.
stunning in 3D.
Yeah.
The arcade version of Enduro Racer, you know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Master System game.
Yeah, it was totally
that was
different.
it
Yeah.
was a hang-on style game. It was all like from the back. I'd
Yeah.
love to see that finally get a port on something because it's never had a port.
Just for shits and giggles, Moonwalker. There won't really be much 3D in it. but
Maybe
it's just
drive or
because it's
arcade
Moonwalker.
version.
But that would be a
both.
licensing nightmare, wouldn't it?
Oh god, yeah. I don't even know how they'd go around.
We have
that
to change all the music to non-Michael Jackson.
one. Now it's just
No, just use the Alien
random
Farm version.
bloke game. It's random,
Random bloke
magical man. Yeah, we don't know
It'll
what.
be alright, it'll be Rolf Harris Moonwalker.
Oh, dear.
Very good.
Oh god.
I love that. There are certain jokes that get the reaction.
Oh,
Excellent.
God. And if they could like get a bit more, even if it meant they had to make some of them new 3DS only. If they started moving on to some 3D stuff, like Virtua Racing, the original Virtua Fighter. I know those games obviously look a bit dated to a lot of people now, but can you imagine
It's
how
still popular.
adorable Virtua Fighter 1 would look with them blocky little blokes on the screen?
Blocky little blokes.
Blocky little blokes. They would look adorable.
Top
Blocky
game.
3D.
Blocky little blokes.
Blocky little blokes 3D. Yeah.
3D blocky little blokes 3D.
I agree. Those
Yeah.
games do look dated, but they are still
But
aesthetic
Virtua
because
Racing-
people love them.
Yeah,
And
Virtua Racing
looks
still looks
awesome
cool
anyway,
now.
yeah.
I mean, like the arcade version of that on the 3DS.
See again,
Or
even
new
if they did the
3DS
Mega
if
Drive
they had to.
version, it just made it look better.
I don't know. I think the arcade version should be easily.
I forgot that was in the
Possible.
arcades.
Yeah, of course it was.
I forgot about
That's
that.
where it started.
Yeah, of course.
Or if they put like the 32X version out.
The
that
Virtua series was
the
arcade,
32X
wasn't it?
version was the best console one. It had like
Oh,
those
right.
extra cars and tracks and yeah, it was actually better than the Saturn one for some reason.
Do you know what? You know those we mentioned them before. Those Sega Ages collections. That had a good version of Virtua Racing. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
Because there's only a
That's
couple
like
that I
remake,
liked.
yeah.
Some of them were shit.
Yeah.
Like Golden Axe. What the fuck was
Yeah,
that?
they ruined that.
That was horrible.
Yeah, that was like the first few Sega Ages classics they did. They just got in some weird budget companies to like,
Yeah.
completely remake them. They clearly didn't know what they were doing.
Virtua Racing was really good, and Fantasy Zone, that's still my favourite version.
Mm.
Because they just really opened the game up. I mentioned it before, so I won't mention
Yeah,
it
it
too
is
much.
cool
But basically, it's got a mode where you collect. Like, you know, when enemies drop coins, you've got
Yeah.
a chance that they drop a red coin, and when you add that, you get a bit of money, but you also get them into this collection mode.
Yeah, alright.
Really
Yeah.
cool. You get
And
like,
if you get all 8 of them, then you get a star.
Yeah.
You can go
Anyway.
fight Bowser.
Anyway, Sega, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but anyway,
You know they're listening.
just buy M2 and just get them to just do this stuff forever because
Because
But
they're
I-
better
I-
than you.
I just- I don't know.
we're
It's
trying
like
to make
all
ourselves
these,
more
all
professional
these
so we don't
arcade
give
games.
safe shit on Twitter.
I just think all these like arcade games just look absolutely perfect on the 3DS,
Oh,
like
they
on
really
the XL screen.
Yeah.
It's
played
because
Sonic
the 3DS
1,
actually
it's
renders at the
magic.
exact same resolution that those, the same pixel ratios.
No,
So
actually, I was
that's why
more
it's
impressed
good.
with Streets of Rage.
That's still my
Streets of Rage.
favourite of the 3D classics because
The depth
there's something
thing,
about adding depth of field to basic 3D that makes it look.
And I've always
So
admired
much
the
better.
parallax in Streets of Rage 1 anyway.
Yeah.
It just looks
I can't
lovely.
wait to see
But
how they
when you
do
add
too.
that depth of field, because usually a lot of
That's
people
cool.
aren't that fussed about
Yeah.
3D anymore, are they? They're just like. It's come and gone throughout history, hasn't it? And at the moment it's kind of gone again because 3D tellies, they didn't fucking take off, did they? They lasted about 2 minutes. Yeah, they cost a fortune. Hardly anyone wants to bother with them, and they're shit. So no one really bothered with them.
Sounds like Kindle.
And 3DS was impressive at the first, wasn't it?
When that
Mainly
first
because
came out,
it's-
everyone was like, "Look at me, I bought a Kindle."
Oh god, yeah, they're not that big anymore, are they? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they're still around.
Yeah.
But basically, 3D's kind of it came and went again. But when 3DS first came out, it was like, oh wow, you don't need 3D glasses. This is cool. And I personally love 3D. But at least that's stuck around, thank God. At least 3DS is probably the most successful 3D thing ever made.
Yeah, so long as
Beat the Virtual Boy.
So
And
that's another thing Nintendo need to be doing. What the hell are they doing? Pull the Virtual Boy game
make
to
a
the
collection
3DS.
of Virtual Boy games.
On the 3DS, you put them on a system that they're actually playable on and don't give you bloody headaches. The Wario Land
They
game
could
on that
actually
was
give them
apparently
colour.
really good. Yeah, they could remake them in colour or just put
See,
them
I
in
actually
black
thought the
and
Virtual Boy
white. Just
wasn't
not
that
black
bad.
and red. No, apparently Wario Land was a really good game on it, and it was actually
Oh, wow.
a shame that it was on it. And there's quite a few other games on it. It was a shame it was on the Virtual Boy,
I had a brief go on the Virtual Boy, and I just couldn't really understand what I was looking at.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's like
Stacey-
someone was
Stacey
holding-
played one, and after 5 minutes, she did actually start to get a migraine. It's
Jesus.
not even my.
It was like someone was just holding Quality Street wrappers in front of my eyes, just red ones.
Just rustling them in your face. But I think we should move on with another track. And
I think
we'll,
so.
Come back.
That rhymed.
Make more Sega 3D classics.
Yeah.
And if other companies like Konami and Taito or Square Enix or whatever want to hire M2 to do the same thing
Ooh,
on the
imagine
3DS,
Evo.
Konami ones
Konami,
would be
can you
nice.
release all the old Castlevanias in 3D just because I want to buy them again?
Imagine Evo. That game's already beautiful.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I want to see those games come back. The Square,
I was gonna say-
Square Quintet collection.
Yeah.
No, Enix
Yeah.
Quintet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh god, yeah.
Those 5 games have never been remade. I think because it's obviously a licensing.
You know, when the 3DS was first revealed at E3, they had the behind doors like showing where they actually showed Yoshi's Island for the SNES running on the 3DS in 3D. Why has that never
They
been
never
released?
released it.
What the hell?
Nintendo really do make
What?
some stupid decisions.
Like, you know, people can say all they want about Sega not doing enough things, but in terms of these classic re-releases on the 3DS, they've absolutely...
They're just money-making
Stamped
machines,
it-
all
stamped
these
all
things,
over.
but they just refuse to make them.
Yeah.
Games
They
companies
just,
really do make some stupid decisions.
Nintendo, have a little talk with them too. I'm sure they'll come to an arrangement. No, I'd be happy with Sega just buying out M2.
I'd love to play Mario World. Mario World is like
Super
probably
Mario World,
next to Sunshine is probably my favourite Mario game. And to
Yes,
see
I've
that
gotta say, it's
in
one of my favourites
3D,
as well.
like
Yeah.
wow.
Anyway, yeah, we should have a track and then
I wish I had a pitch bend on this. Yeah, that's how it goes.
You know, we probably could have just played that song ourselves rather than get the original song for that.
What we should do is do it all in bar sounds as well.
Oh god.
Is anyone sick of me yet? I hope so.
What if I wave a cat around? We keep mentioning him. God.
He has kind of disappeared, really. I haven't heard anything more about him.
It's because he heard us and got offended.
I've said it before.
I better leave the world.
I'll go my cave.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Smooth Groove is a very talented young man, but he just needed to mix it up a bit. That's all he had to do.
Yeah.
Was not do the same thing every time. That's all he had to do because he was clearly talented. Like he knew how to hit the notes.
Oh yeah.
And he could have gone into singing. I don't know what he's doing now. He's probably massive still, but maybe he just got into Let's Plays or something.
Like everyone does, like we have. But
good luck to him. He's talented, but it's just I got really bored.
The thing is, I always wanted to do Let's Plays. We're not just doing them now because they've hit off and everyone's.
Well, do you know what? I'm actually the opposite. I didn't used to like them until I started doing it myself. In which case I thought, oh, this is what everyone does.
Well, I've wanted to do it for years because I knew it would be the banter would flow and we'd really enjoy it.
The banter did flow.
Because I've always enjoyed just playing games with people like us in a group and just like laughing at the game and stuff. And I kind of wanted to do Let's Plays pretty much before they even existed.
That's really weird. But I'm kind of the opposite. I never wanted to do them until we just went for it.
It kind of felt like a natural progression for me. I was just like, well, why haven't we been doing this for years?
Did for me as well, because we spent a couple of years not really doing that kind of thing, apart from the one experiment I did with Lex where we played Dishonored. Yeah. That went alright. I mean, obviously we got no views because it was during the early days when no one knew who we were. But it was quite fun to do. So, like you said, natural progression. I think that was the case. Because we started with a game that we know inside out and we just feel comfortable with Shenmue.
Absolutely.
And then by the time we got to Shenmue 2, we were so comfortable that we've now got this kind of persona. Well, it's not persona, it's us. But, we're so comfortable now that we don't mind.
It's those two that do the knob jokes.
Yeah, it's them two pricks who do all
the filthy jokes.
It's funny because you can really see how Gega and Cherry is more popular than Shenmue because you guys aren't offensive.
You're more family friendly, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you do let the swears come out sometimes.
And we seem to keep accidentally finding games that have poo in them.
Yes.
A bit of a common.
So,
by the way, that was from Super Mario World.
Oh yeah, it was. That song was from Super Mario World. I don't know what it's called.
I don't think you needed to tell anyone. As soon as they heard those two notes will do it. Do. That's it. Everyone is born with the knowledge of that song.
Just
you can hum it to a 1-year-old and he'll go.
I'm loving it.
Oh, you whack.
McDonald's stole it. I can just imagine a McDonald's commercial where they just replaced all the I loved it bits with do 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 do.
Or it'd just be like do 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 do. I'm loving it. Chili dogs! They'll start making chili dogs at McDonald's.
Oh, God. I started watching the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog again.
It's unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah,
well,
we love the
in
unnecessary level of violence.
Just randomly people get hit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that that's the thing that we like when people get hit when they're trying to be like
when they're trying to be cool
when they're being
or
dicks.
like,
Yeah. There's a bit where Sonic's trying to show off to the. For some reason, they made him like.
A woman chaser,
in this series, even though in the game she's more like running away from.
Well, he runs away from Amy, but he always tries to get a human girlfriend.
I've heard you throwing around. Get away from me! But he was showing off, wasn't he? And he fell over on his board, and the girl was like, ugh. And he went, "No, it's called bumper boarding." And then out of nowhere, the surfboard plumps into the ground next to him and smacks him in the head loads of times.
He just goes dum 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 dum. It's fucking hilarious. And then there's a bit where like the post turns up and the guy throws the it was on like a stone tablet. Wasn't
because they were in ancient Egypt, so like the newspaper was like chiseled into rock.
Yeah, he just smashes ground scratcher in the back of the head. News.
Rest in peace, Bobby Brown. Brown. I fucking love his voice acting in there.
Oh god, yeah.
Was it Robbie Brown or Bobby Brown? Oh fuck. I think it was Bobby Brown. Anyway, he was the blues singer who did the voice of Robotnik.
Yeah,
He
I
was
still
so
think
good
of
as
him as
Robotnik.
like the Robotnik.
He is really good.
As good as Mike.
Well, the
Hawkins
ones,
as well.
the ones in the games are always based off of that, aren't they?
Mm,
They at
kind
least
of.
sound similar.
No, what's his name who does the...
Kind of style.
Current
Right.
one's Mike Pollock.
Yes.
Does
Is that,
No, that's Pollux.
Is he the one... No, it's
I'm sure he's never heard that before.
Is that the one there with the funny anecdote? Is he the voice actor with the funny anecdote with Stacey?
Yeah.
Do you want to say it? Go on, it's a funny
Yeah,
story.
we went to like some kind of like night, some party the night before one of the years we went to Summer of Sonic.
Yeah.
We was just sitting like eating the meals there, and I think Stacey had like a gyoza,
Yeah.
and she was sitting there munching away on that, and it was sort of like squirting out and stuff. And I think it hit someone next to her, and it turned out the guy next to her was the voice actor of Dr. Robotnik.
Oh shit!
Yeah. She turned around and goes, what you doing, fool? Would it be like...
Dude,
Yeah, he was just there, and most people didn't even know it was him, including us.
Oh, wow.
And, after a while, people were like just muttering away.
I accidentally did that to the voice actor of Vegeta. He's like, oh, well done, give me a dragon cloth.
do that again and you shall feel
Wow.
I knew it was him straight away.
Yeah.
Pink shirt.
My girlfriend
with
squirted
bad
gyoza on Dr. Robotnik.
I think it's a brilliant story. I don't care.
I was eating an egg sandwich and a load of yolk just spilled down his back and he went, excellent! Nourishment!
Right, I thought we would have...
We'll do weird stuff for eggs.
We come up with this thing earlier. You know, hipsters now, they look fucking stupid. Like they have like big...
Just now.
Big
Just
beard.
now.
They have like these massive big beards, which is fine. If you want to grow a beard, that's fine. But what I hate is they style it in stupid ways that make them look like
Yeah.
a Victorian policeman, right? They have these great big moustaches
Or
with like
films.
twirls and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, with
on them.
twizzly moustaches.
And they look like proper dicks. And I just said, I think it was today, I said like, why do they want to look like a homeless Robotnik?
So then, I said about like you see him holding up a placard. It's just like we'll do weird stuff for eggs.
I will do illegal...
We'll build robots for eggs.
I will do illegal sex things for eggs. Scrambled, boiled, raw. I don't really care. Just provide me with eggs, and I'll make you feel nice.
So yeah,
I'll take you to
next time you
Mobius
see
and
a
back
hipster
again.
Prick, just say like, Robotnik's let himself go.
Yeah, then you'll be cool like Tom.
Yeah, that's funny actually because I am having a go at them for their appearance, and I'm sitting here with my hair looks like I'm homeless myself. I call this the homeless. Basically, if you want hair like me, what you do is grow hair, have hair, and do nothing with it for 12 years. Just let it do
Will you
its own
shampoo
thing.
Have
it?
hair.
I just stop it from shoplifting.
Yeah, I thought we would have one last topic before we head off.
I prefer fuse.
Oh, they're not around anymore, are they?
No, or picnic.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Shit old chocolate bars.
Believe it or not, Reasons are still around, but only in select few shops. Reason the
The
chocolate
shop
chip.
that I think have them.
I think you find the full name is Reason the chocolate chip.
I think it's just because really old people still like them.
Yeah.
They sort of gum them.
I love them. I
This will last me
Johnny
a week.
Ranchers. Do you remember those? I think they
Huh?
are kind of still around.
What?
Johnny Ranchers. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I haven't seen those for years.
I was 9 when I went on this trip to America, and we got loads of Johnny Ranchers.
Johnny
from TV3.
Ranchers.
I bought a big bumper pack, and I was still quite very young. Like at this point, I was walking around the airport just giving them to strangers, just handing out Johnny Ranchers.
You were like a reverse paedophile. You were the kid giving the strangers
I was
sweets.
trying to groom the adults.
I need a lift in your van. Here, have some sweets.
Oh,
What's this topic?
Yeah, Yeah, I was
Do
thinking...
you remember rainbow drops?
God. They're still around. Mum has loads of them.
They're horrible.
Just a little off the cuff.
Well, that was the
topic.
Sorry.
It's just,
Basically, you know how much we love arcades and we want to try and cover them as much as possible.
That's our mission this year.
Yeah. Turns out last week I actually ended up, well, loads of people probably just discovered it from this.
Yeah, you gave me a heads up.
Yeah. Basically, there was a programme on BBC Two last week called Collectaholics, and it's just a programme about people that have crazy massive collections of all sorts. So someone on there had a huge dollhouse collection, all this
creepy.
and no, they were really
no, dolls' houses, small.
Oh, right,
not full size creepy dolls. But, but there was a guy on there who basically had a gigantic arcade collection all to himself.
Yeah. Honestly, this is the weirdest fucking story I've ever heard. Sorry to swear.
Yeah.
Basically, this guy. Sorry for the 50th swear. Now, after 50 years, I'll set up a jar. No, basically, this guy is like, I don't know, I wanted to be my dad. But he's obviously a massive arcade.
I just want to steal his identity.
Yeah.
So
you don't even have to question the fact this guy's an arcade nut, and he's been there and he's loved it because somehow he's got the money and he's done all the looking, to find crazy rare arcade machines.
He's got an insane.
And it's his own private collection. And he's only just decided to share it with the world.
And he's made a massive. What would you even call it? Like a massive building or some kind of like.
It's a commercial because it said on the program. He had a load at home, so I'm going to guess he's got a sizable house, and he stored some at, I think, a shop or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was another premises.
Yeah, he's got another premises with a few games in it.
But then his collection got so big.
I think it was like a computer repair shop or a game repair shop.
Yeah, and he's got a load of machines in there. But then his collection got so big that he actually rents a commercial property in industrial estate. So this guy's got
he's got quite a few games.
But his collection is like, I hate to say this, it's like a wet dream. I was watching the programme and my head was darting around. I was going, "Cat, look at that! Oh my god!"
You weren't the only one. Stacey was looking at me going, "Are you alright?" Because I was just going mental at some of the stuff that was showing up. Yeah, I was actually kind of sweating at some of the games that were there. Well, basically, this guy on
close the curtains and turn on the Barry White.
They basically convinced him to launch this as an actual arcade, and sure enough, now it is. I'd imagine this was filmed quite a while ago, probably even.
Possibly so. You know what these programs are like. They film them like.
So now that this place, which is located in Lancashire.
Lancaster, it's in a town called Haslington, which is kind of out the way, which is a shame.
Yeah, well, for us it is. But anyway, that's near there. Go there now. Basically, it's called Arcade Club. It's apparently open Saturday nights from 6 till 10.
That's correct.
So, and it's £10 entry, and all the machines are free to play.
So you got 4 hours of the greatest hits from the 80s. I'm sure you've got a list, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've made like a highlights list because there's so many. I've just gone for the ones.
Honestly, this guy's got was it 300 machines or something
like that?
Crazy
something
like that.
Ridiculous like that. Basically, you know how many great retro games are at Disney Quest? Even that had nothing on this, basically. Because the one thing I kind of mentioned in that is a lot of arcades, like big arcades, even like the big American ones, they always seem to have like the stand-up arcade machines. They have all the typical Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, blah blah blah. The one thing they never seem to have, and I think there's a reason for it, is all the old 80s Sega stuff. Yeah. And the reason they don't is because their machines are probably really high maintenance. Because big they're like big hydraulic, like they were the most advanced machines of the 80s.
They were when they called the Physical Experience Collection.
Yeah, I guess so, something like that.
That's what they were actually called in Japan,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I was reading, I've been reading those M2 interviews.
So,
They were talking about Outrun. It was called the Physical, it started with Space Harrier, didn't it? Was it Space Harrier the first one? Or was it
Hang On might have been the first. But basically, he more or less has most of those.
Yeah.
He had Afterburner 2, the original big machine.
And they even appraised it on the programme, that deluxe edition.
Yeah.
sitting.
And you don't even have to go and fight
They used to
Rod
have
Stunt.
that in Peter Pan's playground, but
Christ.
Adventure Island. They used to have it.
Peter Pans will get in trouble. They had to change it, didn't they? They got loads of trouble. They had to call it Adventure Island.
Yeah, that's why it's called Adventure Island now. But yeah, that's what made me get into Sega in the first place, playing Afterburner in.
What, they
Adventure
didn't
Island.
have any licensing permission? They just called it Peter
Yeah,
Pan.
they just called it Peter Pans. And that other
Well,
one
Peter
that's
Pan
across the
isn't
road,
actually a
Wonderland.
Disney IP. It's a public domain book.
Yeah.
But obviously all the stuff they had in there was kind of Disney looking as
Oh.
well. So they actually still have a Peter Pan in the park, and they've sort of remodelled its face a bit to make it look less obviously Disney knockoff-y.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What should we
Basically,
do? I'll just paint him a
Afterburner.
different colour. You'll be Black Peter Pan.
Right,
There we go, sorted.
Okay. Afterburner.
Okay.
Afterburner.
Sorry, I was just going to say, they actually appraised it, didn't they? And it
Oh,
was
yeah, yeah.
$4,500.
Yeah, that's.
And I bet you any
worth
money, you
a
probably had to
fortune.
pay more than that to get it.
Something like that.
Carry on.
So yeah, he had Afterburner, he had Space Harrier, the proper one, the actual movie one, which I've never actually seen one of. Super Hang On as well, like the actual, not the red bike, but the white and
The
blue
red
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah, with the little screen at the front that you actually pull around, like in Shenmue basically.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Not just one, but 2 outruns.
2 Outrun actual full machines, like the actual original ones. Again, never seen one because I was probably a bit too young to have been around for when they were in our arcades. I probably just missed them basically.
Well, yeah, because they were all around the early
1986.
80s.
Yeah, it's like mid
84,
'80s in the case of Outrun. And
Yeah.
that came out the year I was born. So
I didn't hit the arcade scene until I was about nearly mid 90s.
well, for me, it was probably like 93, 94.
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
that
when they still had a couple
something
of
like 94,
Afterburners.
95,
I remember
yeah.
playing Outrunners. He's got that. He's got He's got
Yeah.
two. No, he's got 2 Outrun full machines.
Yeah.
He's got a stand-up Outrun.
Excellent.
He's got stand-up Outrunners as well, which I remember playing in Southend
Yeah.
at one point when I was little. He's also got the sit-down Turbo Outrun. So he's basically got all the Outruns that came out in arcades except for 2, which is everywhere. But oh god. He's got Thunderblade as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's the one that you actually sit in and it all rotates and moves around. And again, never ever seen a real machine of it. In fact, you can go on your 3DS, go through all those 3D classics where all the cabinets are. You could go in the arcades and go, yep, that's that one. Yep.
I might actually do that.
Checklist, just a little checklist, you know? Because Thunderblade's going to be out by the time we probably get there as well. So it'll be like, yep, that's that one. Some of the other games include Chase HQ. These are all the original arcades machines. Not all the machines in there are the originals, but most of them are. So they had Chase HQ, they've got Double Dragon in there.
Yeah.
They've got a really unusual Sega one called Hot Rod. It's like it's sort of like a tabletop machine. It's got 4 wheels on it. I think it was like a top-down game.
Nice.
I've never actually seen that one. They've got the original arcade Midnight Resistance, Operation Wolf.
Hey.
I
I quite like that one actually.
They've got the third Ridge Racer, Rave Racer in there. That's quite unusual.
Oh, yeah, actually, Rage Racer.
Yeah, Rave Racer it's called in the arcades.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third one. They've got the original Sega Rally in there. That used to be everywhere, but now you don't see it.
I was
so
saying
much.
just a little while ago, I don't think it was on the podcast, I think it's just a private discussion, but I was saying how I really want to relive Sega Rally in the arcades.
Yeah.
So I played it at some
That's good.
random restaurant. It was in Devon. Devon.
One of the machines that was missing from Disney Quest that I remember playing in there was the original Star Wars sit-down cabinet. You
Oh,
know
the one that collectors go mad for that one.
Yeah, he's got that.
Yeah.
And another really rare one. He's
The
got.
cockpit
Sunspot. Isn't it?
down the
Yeah.
seafront.
Yeah.
I remember because Leroy played it and he left his phone on it. And then we went to Peter Pan's Adventure Island and he was like, oh no, I left my phone. Let's go back and look. I was like, it's not going to be there. It wasn't there. Someone must have gone, oh cool.
That's your memory
phone.
of Star Wars arcade.
Yep.
Someone had his phone nicked from it.
It is the right one I'm
another
thinking
really
of, right?
good
It was
rare
like
one
a
he's
car
got.
looking thing, right?
Well, it's a big sit-down
Well, it was like a
machine.
big-
Yeah,
It's quite
it's
an elaborate
just-
design.
and it was
Yeah.
like a
Kind of hexagonal shape.
yeah,
thing.
that's
Yeah,
right, like
yeah.
a TIE fighter, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Another really
yeah.
unusual one he's got in there. Obviously, he's got all the traditional Nintendo ones like Donkey Kong and stuff. He's got Punch Out, like the actual
yes,
arcade.
is it Super Punch Out?
Yeah, the double screen
wow.
one.
Yeah.
The double screen one. The one that's got the 2 screens. You never ever see that anywhere around.
I'll tell you what I'd love to see.
So he must have imported a lot of these from
I
like,
think
different
so.
countries and stuff. 'cause
I'd love to see a,
yeah.
you know, they did
Sounds
Castlevania Versus game. It was like the first game in the arcades.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to get my hands on that.
Yeah, I was just looking through all the list of like games.
It's mad.
Ridiculous.
I can't believe this guy.
Basically, if you're in that area, £10 for a night of just playing those. We're definitely going to aim to.
We're definitely planning to get down there. When we do, we'll give all the details of how to get there. I mean, the guy has now opened it every week. Yeah, Saturday. And literally. Just come down, pay a tenner.
If you're in that area and you want to play
lose
original Outrun.
Just lose.
And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. And you're wasted being up there.
You're wasted being alive.
Because honestly, playing like Outrun and the original Space Harrier, I think you mentioned it earlier, but it's same for me. It's on my bucket list.
I was about to say,
it's a really sad
if we do
bucket
get up
list,
there, I get very closer to being able to die because I'm going to take loads of shit off my bucket list. So I'm a little bit worried.
Sad.
That and a trip to Japan, then I think I could die. Which is nice. I can leave this mortal coil.
Really? I've got going to space on my bucket list.
Have you?
Yeah.
There's crap up there.
Who needs space with
overrated space?
Who needs space where you got Space Harrier? Anyway, we'll.
So basically, this place exists.
Space Harry-ish.
That is insane.
It does sound ridiculous.
And I have to go there.
There's one there's one arcade
machine,
a rhythm game that I always wanted to play that I'm a bit annoyed I never got a chance to because they had it in Margate. It's a proper drum set. You still get it. It's a proper drum set.
Basically, it's just a drum. It's just an electric drum set, and then you pick a load of songs, and there's no like.
Is it the
commands?
Konami
You just
one?
have fun.
Oh really?
I think it was Konami. Yeah.
Oh, it's the It's probably like the drum version of Guitar Freaks.
Yeah, but there wasn't actually like. Or either that or it wasn't on that mode, but it didn't look like there was actually like a game
track.
to it,
Yeah.
It was just an electric drum kit with a karaoke machine, basically.
Oh, really?
So I think they just gave you the songs and took the drum track out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a booth. It was awesome.
It was a proper sweet looking thing.
I'd love to have one of them. But again, you can just buy an electric kit, can't you, and just try and get some karaoke versions of songs where you can take the drums out.
We were saying about like how we just want arcades to come back, and this is exactly what we need more of this. It's starting to happen.
I don't want to sound like a knob, but it's almost like fate. Because we mentioned this year that we wanted to do it, and then there's this and another arcade that we want to cover have both come up. One of them I literally stumbled across.
You just found it.
My mum was going on about this
holiday.
place up in Suffolk.
Yeah.
And she said, this guy makes his own machines. And for some reason my mind just didn't think, that'd be cool.
I
don't know why.
We'll bring this up.
We will, definitely. This will be another thing. But let's just say I got there and I was
we went to an opening to an arcade as well.
Yeah, that's another video coming up. It's all this stuff, it's really weird. We said we want to cover
arcades. A lot of arcadey
and
stuff this year.
And suddenly they've just landed on our laps. Almost. So awesome stuff.
We love arcades.
Yeah.
Keep making arcades with loads of cool old games in them.
90s kid likes the arcade. 90s kid. Doesn't just want to sit on an Apple rectangle all day and play the same games everyone else is. 90s kid.
I think Phil's going deep. Okay, so I think
2 digits deep.
Nice.
So I think that wraps up our experience.
Yeah, I want to get feedback on what people think of our slightly new structure. Basically, I've decided that we should maybe just scrap the news part and just kind of go for like topics that are loosely based around things that are happening.
Well, we'll give it a whirl.
So I'm thinking maybe we should go with like just focusing on just random topics. If anyone's got any suggestions for any cool things we could chat about, even just like a random question you could throw at us and we could just chat about it for a while.
I'd love to get a bit of that going.
Definitely. If anyone
a bit of interaction, fans?
But just pose us some questions. I love all that. That's a really good idea.
Leave anything you want in the comments and we'll...
If you enjoy listening to us, which I can't imagine you do, then tell us what you'd like. Sorry, we're all like got dead legs and stuff. I'll get some podcast bean bags. We can be proper trendy.
Yeah,
We can be hip. We can be with it.
I'll let my beard grow out and I'll start like. I'll buy a set of headphones where the wire looks like rope. I'll wear a flannel shirt that's not actually just a flannel pattern, but it's actually made of stitched together flannels.
It doubles up that way.
Yep.
Well, I don't wash anyway because I'm too hip.
I'll wear jeans that are more rip than jeans.
We saw someone the other day. He had no knee, and it was almost like he was about to lose one of the legs, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's how ripped it was.
His jeans are well on the way to becoming shorts.
I could have snuck up behind him and very easily, just carefully, just pulled it with ease, like ripping paper. I could have just went, it's like, oh man! I never expected that to happen.
Thanks, buddy. Now I'm super hip.
Yeah, now I've got no leg on one of my jeans. You can't get more hip than that.
Alright.
I'm currently listening to a
should,
1981 vintage Sony Walkman filled with my own shit. Damn, that's hip.
We've broken. We've broken.
We have broken. Stop.
So, thanks for listening very much. I have been Murray Curry, Tommy Pearson.
Is it thank you very much for listening or thank you for listening very much?
Both.
Because I guess it is a lot to listen to, so yeah.
Thanks for listening so much.
So much listening.
So much listening.
Who are you?
I'm Phil.
Philip Pope at the end.
And Aaron Foster Gaga Man.
Excellent.
That is actually my last name now.
Aaron
Foster's my middle name.
It's
now.
no, it's
Aaron
hyphenated.
Foster
It's Aaron Foster Gigaman.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
See you later.
Bye, pals.